We have Clark Egan, Diorio, Bettis, Mahala. I can't remember everybody's full name at this point. It's a bunch of new guys. I'm trying to think of what we got. Brendan Bingle. I might be missing a guy. Vio, the French name, Vio, the pitcher. I believe that might be it. I might be missing one. This is my paper.
What's your message to first-time guys on the first day?
Well, the message is just to introduce them to the Pirates organization. There's certain things that we've got to get done right now. It's really nothing about winning and losing right now. It's a lot more about this is how the Pittsburgh Pirates do things. These are our standards, our expectations. We show them the defensive plays, the bunts, the cuts and relays, how we do our BP, our game prep. Right now it's a lot of just getting them in routines, professional routines, because a lot of these guys are coming from different places. We've got a lot of guys that are our own, but for a lot of the new guys, their routines are completely different from wherever they came from. So we're trying to just get them introduced to the Pirates organization, how we do things, and it's more just introductory right now, and then we'll get more to strategy and development as we go.
You talk about Pirate standards and what they stand for. Generally, what does that surmise, or what is that? What opposite of that?
Well, we believe that who you are off the field matters. The man, we try to develop the man every bit as much as we try to develop the player. Things like integrity are big with us. We also have dress codes, the way our appearance, things of that nature, how we play. We try to develop the complete man because we believe that the player is a byproduct of who the man is. So we do it different than other organizations, but we believe in it that way, and that's what we stand for.
What are you looking for them when they leave here? I mean, what do you want to send on to the next level?
I just want everybody to be better than they are now. I also we want to make sure we're getting a little bit better every day. But I think here you just want to make sure that you develop the routine so that next year when they go to a full season club or they start in February, that they're in a position, they're prepared to be able to day in and day out do their job and be productive for the organization.
What's your message to the guys that are repeating this level? Obviously everyone wants to move up and so forth, but what do you say to those guys?
I mean, we had a really good team last year. We had a lot of good players. I mean, we've got guys in AA, High A. We've got guys all the way to AA that were here last year, which is some big jumps for them. So there's some guys that are levels ahead of us that are a little bit bummed probably about some of the guys that moved past them in such a short period of time. I think at the end of the day, you have to control what you can control. They don't have control over where they go. There's people that make decisions, and our job is to play and to get better every day. At the end of the day, I'm also expecting them to step into a little bit more of a leadership role with this year's team. They saw how we did it last year. We were able to win the league, so we did a lot of good things last year. We were able to develop the players on the field, but we were also able to really create good character, but just a relentless attitude to win. I think, and just to never give up, the relentlessness of last year's team, and I'm looking for those guys to bring some of those attributes to this year's team, especially with the new guys.
Yeah, obviously Ty Moore was an all-star in this league last year and pretty much played every day. Was he with your group when he came back to Extended, or did you been working with him there? What were some of the things that you were trying to work on with him?
Well, he had a little bit of trouble this year because he wasn't playing quite as much, and I think it was the first time in his career where he had to do that. And I know from experience, when you get taken out of that everyday role, it's hard because you don't really know what to do. So for him, he struggled with that. So the big thing for him right now is when he came down, he was just trying to do too much. Every swing he was trying to hit a homer, and that's not the type of hitter he is. So we just talked about, hey, relax. When you get in at bat, you get in at bat. You can't let everything ride on that one at bat. So for you, instead of thinking about, and he gets results oriented. So when you think about results, you try to do too much. rather than trying to think about the feel. So we started focusing more on feel of this thing. Hey, feel the smoothness of the load, because for him, if he's smooth early, he'll be smooth on the way to the ball. If he's smooth on the way to the ball, he has really good hand-eye coordination, and he'll be fine.
Albert Bauer feel like he's made a lot of strides since the end of last year.
Yeah, he got a lot better and extended. There were some things, I think, and I mean with Munoz too as well, with the year he had last year, you know, some pressure on us to make a decision, but you know, Bauer's been good for us day in and day out down in extended, working hard to get better at the things he needs to work on, and I think he's in a good spot now to start moving forward again.
After the success of last season, I mean, what are the expectations like? Is it the same expectations again to go back out, win the championship again, or how do you put that on the guys again?
I mean, on some level, yeah. I mean, I think early on we have to really identify where our areas of work are. We really, right now, I'm not thinking about a championship right now. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to go out. I'm going to go out and try and win games, but we have to make sure that we're doing things fundamentally correct. If you do things fundamentally correct in this league, you will win. The team that does things correctly more often is going to beat the team that doesn't. So for me, the focus right now is on the work days, and then as we move into games, quickly identifying and fixing things that are giving us trouble in games. If we can do that and make those adjustments fast, then we will have a chance to be a good team, just like we did last year. With that being said, it's a completely different team. I don't really know what we've got with a lot of the new players. Got to feel all that out. Once I get a better feel for that, then we can start talking strategy a little bit more. But for now, we just got to see where our areas of work are. Once we figure out what we need to do, we'll work on them and we'll get them as good as we can. And hopefully that puts us in a position at the end of the year to do a lot of the same things we did last year.
Last year it was a completely new team coming in. This year you have a handful of guys back. Is it nice to have those handful of guys to show everyone what it's like to be at this level?
Yeah, and actually last year, a lot of those guys, I mean, we had a lot of new guys. It wasn't a completely new team, though. A lot of those guys played in Jamestown the year before. So this year is the same as it was last year. It's just instead of moving from Jamestown to Morgantown, we're in Morgantown to Morgantown. So to you guys, it seems like it's a completely different team, or a completely new team last year. But in reality, it's very similar to what happened last year. So it's not much change. As a staff, we got to feel these guys out. We got to figure out what we've got and go from there.
You know who's going to start the first couple of games and you made that decision?
I think Meyer's going to start the first game. That's all I'm willing to throw out about the starters. There's a lot of stuff that's up in the air. I do believe that Meyer's slated to go game one.
How is he doing?
Very well. He's going hard. I think the back issues of last year are behind him. He was very consistent with his velocities. His off-speed pitches were more consistent than last year, which was pretty good. I thought they were pretty good last year. So the changeup got a little bit better. The curveball was tight. Last year it got a little rolly at times. And don't get me wrong, he had his days, but for the most part down there, for the 2 months we were down there, he was very solid.
Marvell's pitched in a game that mattered since maybe his sophomore year at Duke. How has he been coming?
A little sinker, on and off right now, but the feel has been getting a little bit better with each outing. I think the off-speed's the next thing to come back. I think his fastball's in a much better spot than it was in February. But the off-speed can still give him some trouble being a little inconsistent here and there. It's just some things that we'll have to work on and focus on in the workday. But he's aware of it. He knows what he needs to work on. He's coming each day and trying to get a little bit better at that during his throwing programs and his bullpens, and now heading into the season.
The new guys that were just drafted, you said, are here. Do they come in at all nervous, or are they determined, committed?
You get a mixture. They're all, their eyes are all big right now. They're taking everything in. They are very quiet, but you can tell there's a confidence about them. They just got drafted. They believe they're the best players on the planet right now, which we're going to try and help them become that. So they have big dreams. You can tell they're excited. They're a little bit in, shell shock, I guess, it being in a new environment, but it won't take long. Last year it took about 3 weeks, and we had a good team on our hands where the guys got used to playing with each other. But right now it's a combination of things. This is the new for them. It's professional, their debut, and they're excited. You can tell they're excited, but they're a little nervous.
Last question.
Coach, you mentioned last year there was just one time period where the team really clicked at the beginning of the season. Do you have an expectation or hope for when that could be with Jason Crump?
I don't know the guys well enough to have an expectation. My goal is to get that as quickly as possible. I believe last year some of the success we had and our ability to develop faster than other clubs was because of our unity and how quickly we got used to playing with each other, our work days. We stressed the team concepts of most of the work. So when these guys got into the game, they were used to working with each other. And I think we were able to create that, those work relationships, but also in the locker room. I think we created a really good environment for these guys to have fun and be able to flip the off switch every now and then, but then flip it back on. So we did a really good job of kind of keeping the guys loose. They were able to turn on when they needed to and then able to relax when they needed to. Once again, we'll have to see what type of group we have this year. We'll see what we need to do. But the expectations, I think the expectations are more about creating a team right now more than the results. I think the results will follow what the team becomes. If the team becomes a strong team, we'll have good results.
Thank you, guys.